What's up, foodies? Today I'm going to show you how to make a beef and broccoli that's better than takeout. And we're using a trick that Asian restaurants swear by to get beef that's melting your mouth tender. It's called velveting, and once you try it, you'll never go back. So let's get into it. Before we get cooking, have everything ready to go. Sauce mix, veg chopped, beef marinade, because once the wok is hot, things move fast. Stir fry is all about high heat and quick cooking, and you don't have time to pause and mince garlic or measure sauce in the middle. This is one of those dishes where the prep makes the cooking stress-free. I mean, prep always makes cooking stress-free, but in this particular environment, you really want to have all your stuff prepped. To get started, take 1 pound of flank steak or sirloin and slice it thinly against the grain. Doing this is going to shorten the muscle fibers and make the meat tender right from the start. Now it's time for the velveting. In the same bowl, add 1 tablespoon of dark soy sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of cornstarch, and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil. Then add in a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. The baking soda is the secret here. It changes the pH on the surface of the meat so the fibers stay soft when they hit the heat. Now you really want to work this mixture into the beef with your hands. Don't just toss it around. Think of it like giving the meat a massage. It's going to help tenderize the meat and relax those muscle fibers so they stay soft when they're heated. Now let that rest for about 15 minutes while you get everything else ready. For my broccoli, I'm going to use 2 to 3 bunches of broccolini. Now trim the ends off and cut the stems into 1-inch pieces, keeping the florets together so they don't break apart. If any of those stem pieces are thick, slice them in half lengthwise so they cook evenly. Then bring a pot of salted water to a boil and drop in your broccolini and blanch it for about 1 minute. You're not cooking it through, you just want to soften the stalks and locking in that bright green color. Remove the broccolini and set it aside. It'll finish in the wok. Now for our sauce, we need to whisk together 2 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 1/4 cup of hoisin sauce or oyster sauce, 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of sugar or honey. Once it's all whisked together, place it aside. Then in a small bowl, mix together 2 tablespoons of cornstarch with 1 tablespoon of cold water. This is our slurry for thickening up our stir fry later. And you might be wondering why we're not adding into our actual sauce. I want to be able to control how thick it gets. So we're going to add our sauce in and we'll add in a little bit of cornstarch slurry at a time till it's the exact thickness I'd like. Let's get our wok ripping hot on high heat and then add in 2 tablespoons of neutral oil like canola or grapeseed oil. Now you want to heat the oil until it's just starting to smoke. Then add in your beef and spread into a single layer. If you got a lot of beef, cook this in batches. You don't want to overcrowd the pan or you'll end up with steamed beef. Then let it sear without touching it for 30 seconds. Then stir fry for another 1 to 2 minutes until mostly brown but not cooked all the way through. Then toss in 4 cloves of chopped garlic and stir for about 10 seconds. Be careful, this high heat can burn garlic pretty quickly and make your dish really bitter. Now pour your sauce around the sides of the wok so it sizzles before it hits the meat. That quick sizzle is going to caramelize some of the sugars and deepen the flavor of your sauce. Then add back in your broccolini and stir everything together for about a minute or so until it gets coated in that sauce. Now grab your slurry and add in 1 teaspoon at a time, stirring constantly. Stop when your sauce looks thick enough to coat everything, but still moves easily. You probably won't need it all. I find when I use hoisin sauce, I don't need as much cornstarch because there's natural thickeners they have in the hoisin sauce I use. But when I use oyster sauce, I find I actually need to add a bit more slurry. It really depends on the brand you're using. And if you don't add hoisin sauce or oyster sauce and just use all soy sauce, you will need to add a slurry for sure. Now to finish, toss in some scallions cut into bite-sized pieces. Toss for another 10 seconds and then we're ready to plate. Then sprinkle over some toasted sesame seeds before serving. Beef and broccoli is one of those dishes everyone should know how to make. It's quick, it's flexible, and if you're just getting into stir fries, it's the perfect place to start. You'll learn how to prep ahead, cook hot and fast, and you'll end up with something better than takeout. If you try it, let me know how it went, and if you got your own velveting techniques, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe down below, and until next time, FOOD-DEE out.